Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive. This time, we're going to be looking at two really cool Corvettes.
Great.
And I think this is a question that a lot of Corvette fans debate, in their garages and online. Which is better, the 1988 Callaway Sledgehammer
Oh, wow.
or the 2025 Corvette ZR1? So to do this, we've got articles, we've got specs,
Ooh.
historical accounts, the whole 9 yards.
It's going to be a good one. I think this is a really interesting comparison because it's not just like comparing two cars.
Yeah.
It's like comparing two completely different eras of Corvette,
Absolutely.
Like the Sledgehammer is like that classic 80s, just pure unbridled speed.
Yeah.
And the ZR1 is kind of like the new way to do it. Like, how do we get the maximum performance but still have kind of a refined experience?
Right. And so let's start with that 1988 Callaway Sledgehammer because, I mean, come on.
Okay.
254.76 miles per hour.
Yeah.
That's not a typo, folks. 254 miles an hour.
Still to this day, that's an insane number.
Unbelievable.
It was a world record for a street legal car. So it wasn't just like the fastest Corvette.
Right.
It was the fastest car you could drive on the road in the world.
Wow.
Period. And you can just imagine what it took to get a car to go that fast back then.
Oh, yeah.
That was a huge deal. And that's what made it a legend instantly.
Now, the 2025 ZR1, it can hit 233 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Which is no slouch by any means, but
Yeah.
it does kind of make you wonder, does modifying a car
Right.
really make that big of a difference? Because the Sledgehammer was heavily modified as a prototype.
Yeah.
The ZR1 is hitting that speed right off the production line.
You know what I think it really speaks to is just how far engine technology and car design has come in that amount of time.
Oh, yeah.
Because you can buy a car today.
Right.
That's almost as fast as something that was purpose-built to just go fast and nothing else.
Wow.
I don't know. I think that says something, know about where we are.
Yeah, that's really interesting to think about. If you're a Corvette fan, what is more impressive to you, that raw speed, that prototype nature of pushing the absolute limit?
Right.
Or the fact that you can buy a car that fast right off the factory floor?
Yeah. Like, which one would you rather have the keys to?
That's a great question. All right, so let's get into the heart of these beasts.
Okay.
The engines.
Let's do it.
So the Sledgehammer had a twin-turbocharged 5.7-liter V8.
Wow.
880 horsepower, 772 pound-feet of torque. I mean, those numbers.
That was nuts back then.
Almost unheard of.
Yeah, those were crazy numbers.
0 to 60 in 3.9 seconds.
Yeah. And even for today, that's fast.
That's faster than some modern sports cars. It's nuts.
That thing was a rocket ship.
It really was.
But the ZR1 takes it even further with the 5.5-liter twin-turbo V8.
Okay.
1,064 horsepower, 828 pound-feet of torque.
Oh, my goodness.
I mean,
those numbers are staggering.
They're designed to be the fastest Corvette off the line.
Wow.
From 0 to 60 that they've ever built.
I think it's amazing how engine technology and just materials science, how much lighter they can make things.
Right.
More efficient designs, you can just get so much more power now.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's come a long way, but raw power is not the end-all be-all.
Right.
We've got to talk aerodynamics.
Yeah, and these cars look totally different.
Oh, yeah.
And that's not just for looks.
Not at all.
So the Sledgehammer, it's all sleek lines. It's, reducing drag. It almost looks like it's moving fast.
Yeah.
Standing still.
It does. Even when it's sitting there, you're like, whoa.
Yeah, and that was revolutionary for its time.
For sure. The aero body kit on that car that Paul Deutschmann designed, it was all about like high-speed stability. Because back then, aero wasn't quite as advanced as it is today.
Right.
So that was huge for its record-breaking run.
Yeah, absolutely. Now the 2025 ZR1, it's much more aggressive.
Yeah.
It's sharp angles, huge rear wing.
It screams downforce.
It's all about downforce for all of you newer Corvette fans. Downforce is that downward pressure created by the shape of the car as it moves through the air, and the faster you go, the more important that becomes.
The Sledgehammer
was designed to just cut through the air.
Right.
Right? It was just like reduce drag, get to that top speed.
Yeah.
ZR1 is like, I'm going to use the air to my advantage.
Yeah.
I'm going to stick to this road. I'm going to go fast.
Okay, so imagine this. You're behind the wheel of the Sledgehammer.
Right.
250 miles an hour.
Okay.
You're fighting the wind. You're wrestling that car to stay on the road.
Yeah, white knuckling it.
Yeah.
Now imagine the ZR1. You're like in a fighter jet, just carving through corners.
Wow.
At ridiculous speed. But the car's working with you.
It's glued.
It's not against you anymore.
That's awesome. What a great way to kind of visualize that
Yeah.
difference in how aerodynamics has come.
Totally.
All right, let's shift gears.
Okay.
Talk about the drivetrain and transmission.
All right.
So the Sledgehammer is classic 6-speed manual rear-wheel drive.
Purist dream.
Purist dream, but you had to know what you were doing.
Yeah.
To handle all that power, every shift, every movement of the steering wheel, it was all connected.
Directly to the road.
Directly
to the road.
That's awesome.
Now, the ZR1, it's 8-speed dual-clutch automatic transmission.
Okay.
Lightning fast gear, changes effortless power delivery.
Yeah.
I mean, it can shift gears faster than any human can.
Right.
But maybe you lose a little bit of that.
A little bit of that rawness.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you could say that it's definitely a different experience, for sure.
Yeah.
Like, think of it this way. The Sledgehammer was like a wild stallion.
Okay.
Like, powerful. You need to know what you're doing.
Right.
To wrangle it. The ZR1 is like a thoroughbred racehorse. It's still ridiculously powerful.
Yeah.
But it's also, like, refined and elegant.
So let's step inside.
All right.
Talk about the interior. So the Sledgehammer, typical C4 Corvette interior.
Yeah.
Functional, driver-focused, but not exactly luxurious.
No frills, right?
No frills.
Just go fast.
It was all about performance.
Yeah.
Now, the 2025 ZR1,
Oh.
it's like a luxury spaceship.
Yeah.
I mean, Napa leather, carbon fiber X, state-of-the-art infotainment system.
Right.
It's a car that wants to pamper you while it blasts you down the road.
Yeah. You know, it's funny. I think it really speaks to how what people expect out of a car has changed.
Yeah.
Because they still want that performance.
Of course.
But they also want the comfort and the technology and all the goodies.
That luxury feel.
Yeah. So the ZR1 kind of gives you both.
It really does. Okay. So we've covered a lot of ground here. We've talked top speed engines,
Yeah.
aerodynamics,
A lot.
drivetrains, interiors.
Yeah.
And we've seen how these cars, the Sledgehammer and the ZR1, while both incredible feats of engineering,
For sure.
represent very different philosophies.
Yeah.
They're both Corvettes through and through.
Right.
But they embody
A different era.
different approaches to performance.
Absolutely.
It's really crazy.
Yeah, it's a cool comparison.
Yeah.
It's easy to get lost in the numbers, you know, the horsepower,
Yeah.
top speed, all that. But what I think really makes these cars so cool is what they represent.
Right.
Like American ingenuity pushing the limits, that cool factor that you only get with the Corvette.
Absolutely. For decades, the Corvette has been about, you know,
Yeah.
pushing those boundaries of
Yeah.
what's possible in an American sports car. It's aspirational, you know,
Yeah.
achieving that dream of owning a high-performance machine.
And both of these cars, the Sledgehammer and the ZR1, they did that
Yeah.
in their own way.
In their own time.
Like back in '88,
Yeah.
the Sledgehammer showed everybody what a small company like Callaway could do
Yeah.
with some, you know, innovation and passion.
It was a true underdog story,
Yeah.
taking on the big supercar manufacturers and proving that America could build
Right.
performance cars that could compete on a global stage.
Absolutely.
And that record-breaking top speed, it wasn't just a number.
Right.
It was a statement.
Yeah, it was like a shot across the bow
It really was.
of the whole automotive world. And it captured everyone's imagination.
Absolutely.
You know, saying that a Corvette with the right, you know, love
Right.
could stand up to anything out there.
And now we have the 2025 ZR1
Yeah, carrying the torch.
carrying the torch.
Yeah.
And it shows that Chevrolet is still committed to, you know, pushing the limits,
For sure.
delivering that Corvette performance.
It's world class.
It is
You know what I mean? Like a supercar
built right here
built in America
in America.
that can go up against any of those exotics.
And it does all that while being super comfortable
Right.
and refined,
Luxury.
which you would never have imagined in the Sledgehammer's time.
Totally. And it's got all the tech.
It's a Corvette for the modern age.
Yeah.
You can take it to the track or you can, you know, cruise down the highway.
And it'll do both well.
It'll do both well and you'll be comfortable while you're doing it.
Exactly.
But even with all of that technology,
yeah.
it still has that Corvette DNA.
Oh, yeah.
It's got that, you know, performance, the bold styling, that heritage.
Totally.
It's a direct descendant of cars like the Sledgehammer. It's a continuation of that legacy.
100%.
And that's what's so fascinating about this comparison.
Yeah.
We're not just looking at two different cars.
Right.
We're looking at two snapshots in the evolution of the Corvette.
It's like a time capsule.
It is.
You open it up and you're like, wow.
The Sledgehammer, raw, untamed.
Yeah.
It's from a time when performance was king.
Just pure speed.
And now the ZR1 refined, technologically advanced,
Yeah.
showcases how we do performance now.
Totally. And it shows that progress doesn't always have to mean like abandoning the past.
Right.
You can build on it.
It builds on the foundation
Yeah.
laid by cars like the Sledgehammer,
100%.
taking those core values and, you know, giving them to a new generation of drivers.
And I think that's what resonates with a lot of Corvette people.
I think so, too.
Like, they see that and they're like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's that sense of, history.
It's that lineage of cool cars.
That have captured our imagination for so long.
Decades. Yeah.
It's more than just a car. It's a cultural icon.
It is.
A symbol of American, automotive excellence.
Absolutely. And they both contribute to that.
They both do in their own way.
Yeah.
We've been talking about, these cars as different eras.
Right.
But they also represent two different approaches to ownership.
Oh, that's interesting.
So the Sledgehammer being a one-off prototype.
Yeah.
It's a piece of automotive history.
It's like a museum piece.
Owning it would be like owning a museum piece.
Yeah, you'd probably just look at it.
It would be like owning a piece of art.
Yeah.
A testament to a certain moment in time.
Yeah, totally.
But the ZR1
Isn't it?
is built to be driven, to be experienced.
Yeah, take it to the track. Yeah. Enjoy it.
It's a supercar that you can take to the track.
Yeah.
You can cruise. You can commute in if you want to.
I mean, I wouldn't.
But you could.
But you could.
And so, for those of you out there who are lucky enough to be in the market for a Corvette.
Oh, lucky.
This comparison might help you decide what your priorities are.
Right? Do you want the one of one or do you want the daily driver?
Do you want something that's exclusive, historic? Or are you looking for that modern high-performance machine that you can drive every day?
It's a good problem to have, though.
It is a good problem to have.
And speaking of problems, we should talk about the elephant in the room.
Oh, yeah, the price tag.
Yeah.
So the Sledgehammer.
Million.
One-of-a-kind, historic, if it ever came up for sale.
Oh, yeah.
Probably millions of dollars.
Easy.
We're talking millions.
Yeah. A collector's item.
Yeah.
A piece of history.
A piece of history.
Only if you could afford.
The ZR1, still expensive.
Yeah.
High-performance premium price tag, but,
Attainable.
Attainable.
Yeah.
You buy it from a dealership. You can finance it.
Right.
You don't have to,
win the lottery.
Win the lottery.
Right.
So, they both offer incredible value.
Yeah.
In their own ways.
Totally.
The Sledgehammer.
Yeah.
It's an investment.
Like a piece of history.
And a piece of automotive history.
Yeah.
That's likely to go up in value.
Yep.
And the ZR1, it's an investment in an incredible driving experience.
That'll last a lifetime.
It'll give you years of thrills and memories.
Totally.
And, for those of you out there
who
are dreaming of owning a Corvette, whether it's a classic like the Sledgehammer or a modern marvel like the ZR1.
It's a good dream to have.
Remember, the Corvette is more than just a car.
Oh, yeah.
It's a symbol of passion performance.
For sure.
And the pursuit of,
automotive excellence.
Automotive excellence.
Yep.
Regardless of which one you choose, you're joining a community.
It's a whole thing.
Of enthusiasts who share that passion.
Yeah, that love for hitting the open road.
That love of the open road.
Yeah.
And that appreciation for American ingenuity.
American muscle.
Now, before we wrap up this deep dive, there's one more thing we haven't talked about.
Oh, what's that?
The sound.
Oh, yeah.
The sound of these cars.
The music.
The music with the symphony of a powerful engine.
Yeah.
Roaring to life, the turbos spooling up, the exhaust note echoing through the canyons.
Oh, yeah.
It's a sensory experience.
Oh, totally.
That's as important
it's part of
as anything else.
You got to have a good soundtrack.
You got to have a good soundtrack.
I bet they sound so different, though.
Oh, yeah.
The Sledgehammer with that old school V8.
Yeah.
Probably no sound deadening.
None.
Just raw mechanical.
Oh, I can only imagine. Just a symphony of fury.
Oh, yeah. Just like.
They would just send shivers down your spine.
Just a beast. Yeah. And then the ZR1 with its modern engine technology, probably a more refined sound.
Right.
Still powerful, but
more controlled.
More controlled.
It's so interesting to think about how these two cars, separated by decades of technological advancement, would sound side by side.
I know, that'd be cool.
It'd be like a sonic representation of the evolution
of the Corvette. Yeah.
And sometimes, it's those intangible things, like the sound that really connect us to a car.
It's emotional. An emotional response.
Yeah, you can't quantify it.
You can't quantify it.
You just feel it.
It's how you feel.
Yeah.
When you hear that engine roar to life.
Yeah.
The anticipation.
I know totally the drive to come.
And they both deliver that.
Oh, they both do.
For sure.
So take a moment, and imagine yourself behind the wheel of each car.
All right.
Hear that engine rumble.
Yep.
Feel that power at your fingertips.
Okay.
Experience that thrill.
I'm there.
Which one speaks to your soul?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Right. So we've explored the history.
We've done a lot.
The performance.
The technology. Even the sound.
Even the sound.
Of these two amazing machines.
Amazing machines.
Now it's time to answer the ultimate question.
All right. Hit me with it.
Which Corvette reigns supreme?
Yeah.
Okay, Corvette fans, we've gone through all the specs, the history, the philosophy behind both the 1988 Callaway Sledgehammer and the 2025 Corvette ZR1.
Right.
But now the big question.
The moment of truth.
Which one earns the title of Ultimate Corvette?
Man, this is a tough one.
I know.
We've had a great deep dive here.
It's been awesome.
And honestly, it's so hard to choose.
It is.
Because they're both such incredible machines, representing different,
eras
of Corvette excellence.
Yeah, one a custom-built beast that just shattered the record books.
Yeah.
The other one, this technological marvel that represents the best of the best.
The cutting edge.
Yeah.
What's possible.
It's like choosing between your favorite classic rock anthem and a chart-topping hit.
Right.
They both get you going.
Yeah.
But in different ways.
Totally different vibes.
Yeah. The Sledgehammer's top speed is the stuff of legends, 254.76 miles per hour.
Yeah.
And to do that with basically just raw power and ingenuity.
And some guts.
Yeah, you can't just ignore that.
No, you can't discount that at all, that record. I mean, it cemented the Sledgehammer in history.
Absolutely.
It showed what was possible. It showed what a Corvette.
What an American car.
What an American car could do. And for a car that was built in the 80s?
Yeah.
That's a feat of engineering that deserves all the praise.
Yeah.
It gets
for sure. But then, the ZR1, it may not have beaten that record.
Right.
But 233 miles an hour?
Still flying.
As a production car?
Yeah.
Come on.
I mean,
it's amazing.
It's a testament to how far we've come that you can buy a car that can do that.
Right off the lot.
Yeah.
And all the advancements, in aerodynamics and engine technology, driver aids. I mean,
it's a seriously capable machine.
It's a beast. And let's not forget the overall experience.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the ZR1's interior is light years ahead
of
the Sledgehammer.
Yeah. It's like a luxury spaceship.
It is. It's luxury and performance.
Yeah, you get the best of both worlds.
You really do.
You can take it to the track, but you can also, take a road trip.
You could. So it really comes down to what you value.
What are your priorities, right?
Do you want that raw, record-breaking spirit of the Sledgehammer? Or do you want the refined, all-around excellence of the ZR1?
It's a classic Corvette debate.
It is.
Raw power versus
technology.
Technology, refinement.
Yeah.
It's a tough one.
It is a tough one. So we've given you the info.
All the angles.
All the angles. Now it's time for you, our listeners, to decide.
You tell us.
Head over to our social media. Let us know which Corvette you would crown as the ultimate.
Yeah, which one would you pick?
Would you park the record-breaking Sledgehammer in your dream garage?
Yeah.
Or is it the all-conquering ZR1?
Oh, the ZR1, tough choices.
It gets your heart racing.
Yeah. Man, it's been fun debating this with you.
This has been awesome.
What a deep dive.
It really has.
But you know what? It's clear.
What's clear?
The Corvette, no matter what.
Yeah.
It's an icon.
It's an icon.
It captures our imagination.
It does.
Whether it's a bespoke, crazy record-breaking car or just a production powerhouse.
Yeah.
It's America.
It's America.
It's American performance.
It's driving passion.
It's the dream.
It's the dream, and that's a legacy worth celebrating.
Absolutely.
So thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
Yeah. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Until next time, keep those engines roaring and your passion for Corvettes burning bright